Coming up today, an organization that has become globally synonymous with entrepreneurship. Welcome to TiE with Manjula. Today we salute a non-profit organization that is indisputably recognized as a global leader in fostering entrepreneurship. With an incredible pool of intellectual capital and economic wealth creation estimated at $200 billion, the organization has helped boost the economies of communities in which it operates and even influenced the liberalization of key economic sectors in India and Pakistan. The organization is TiE, T-I-E, which stands for the Indus Entrepreneur. It was founded in 1992 by a group of highly successful South Asian entrepreneurs and senior business executives here in Silicon Valley, and now has 52 chapters in 11 countries. Our guest today is Rajasuya, a successful entrepreneur who was the co-founder of two well-known companies in the Valley, Opti and Selectica. He is the current president of TiE's Silicon Valley chapter. Raj, so good to have you here.
Glad to be here, Manjula.
Well, you are the second-term president of TiE's founding chapter, and you've been a charter member of the organization for many years.
Yeah, of course.
You have seen the organization grow to phenomenal heights. You have seen it becoming a global entity. Yeah. And today we would like you to tell us about the incredible work that TiE does and the reasons for its monumental success. But first tell us, how did TiE start and what was the mission at the time?
You know, TiE had some fortuitous or lucky beginnings, even though they were pretty humble. Essentially, you know, about a dozen or so successful entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley just happened to get together in a meeting, and they said, you know, we should figure out a way by which more of these bright engineers and others who are coming up with new ideas and so on can build companies like the rest of us, that we have succeeded. There were such few of us who have succeeded here. And, you know, that one little discussion, you know, kind of started snowballing, and within a year or so, they had come up with the principles. These were all successful businessmen, so they kind of went about in a very structured way. And this founding core of a dozen or so successful entrepreneurs finally got a foundation of TiE done in terms of, you know, the philosophical principles, how they expected this thing to run, and got it going. So the mission that they came up with finally was, you know, that our goal is to foster entrepreneurship globally. They had a pretty big vision from day one. Okay. And then they, you know, went ahead coming up with the programs that would finally make it happen.
So what are the activities and initiatives that TiE has launched towards inspiring the younger generation of entrepreneurs, and how does it engage the senior entrepreneurs in the process?
Okay. The thing that really got TiE going was when they decided to have their first conference, business conference. So they called it the TiECon, or TiE Conference, in 1994 or 95. And they were expecting a fairly small turnout, and they were wondering if, you know, 200 or 300 people would show up. But all of a sudden, I found that more than 500 people had registered for this conference, and they had to stop the registration. So they realized that there was a pent-up demand for information about how to go about this entrepreneurship process. So all of a sudden, you know, the founders of TiE realized that they had struck onto a great idea. So, you know, this TiECon, the very first TiE conference, was obviously a big success with 500 people, and everybody was so charged up after that. And then, you know, of course, they started meeting more regularly because now it looked like they had something important, an important mission to deliver, because there were people who wanted that support, right? So then over the next dozen years, you know, a lot of people came up with different ideas about how entrepreneurship could be fostered. So there were people who came up and said, we should do something called TiE special interest groups.
Okay.
So that people who are interested, it's like a birds of a feather, they all flock together, right? So the networking people who are into datacom and networking, maybe they should be together and figure out, what's going on. Software, And then actually your husband, Praveen Gupta, came up with the brilliant idea that maybe we should create an institute for educating people in a systematic way. Entrepreneurs are typically straitjacket. They know their little thing. They're very, very good, obviously, at what they know. But, they don't know much about everything else because they're so focused, right? So, but an entrepreneur to build a company needs to know a lot of other skills
all
that it takes to build a company, right? You got to know a little bit about accounting, a little bit about legal work, a little bit about HR, a little bit about marketing, a little bit about sales. You don't have to be the expert in there.
Right.
But you got to know enough to at least hire or bring into your team the best people in that area, right? So through TiE Institute, we started systematically providing workshops and information or knowledge that entrepreneurs can get in all these different areas over a year-long period. And so that's how TiE Institute came along.
And so how often does TiE Institute hold workshops or seminars?
TiE Institute, in Silicon Valley, now it's not just a Silicon Valley thing. Now we've got 50 chapters worldwide. So TiE Institute runs its programs, in many different chapters. But in Silicon Valley, where it started, I think we have the most mature TiE Institute. And we do about between 15 and 20 workshops a year. So about 1 to 2 workshops every month.
Okay.
And, we train people over a year-long curriculum, in a sense.
I see.
About all the different skills needed to build a company.
All right.
Yeah.
And what other activities? I'm sure there's a lot going on. We keep hearing about events at TiE.
Yeah, I think at TiE we've got this thing where, you come up with a bright idea that you think, TiE should be doing. We say, okay, please do it.
You run with it.
You run with it.
Okay.
That's exactly what we do. And that's how, we are continuously evolving. At TiE it's a not-for-profit, it's a volunteer organization.
Right.
Everything is based on the energy of volunteers. So, we work very hard not to dampen the spirit of our volunteers. So, over the last few years, lots of activities have been happening in all different chapters. I'm going to focus a little bit on Silicon Valley.
Right.
But, TiE Boston has come up with a program for promoting entrepreneurship in high school students.
Oh.
And Microsoft has partnered with them to create a business competition
Wonderful.
for high school students who want to do entrepreneurship.
Right.
Then TiE Toronto has come up with a program for a business plan competition that the government of Ontario supports. And, they give away $50,000 to the best business plan that, people rate and so on. In Silicon Valley, besides the SIGs and the TiE Institute, we've now got a TiE Economic Forum.
I see.
We've got something called, a lot of TiE activity happens because you motivate somebody who's maybe even not thinking of becoming an entrepreneur.
I see.
You evangelize. So what we do is we put, very successful legends or leaders in front of people.
I see.
And when they hear the story, they see that, somebody was just like them. Somehow or the other, is now a superstar in Silicon Valley. Everybody is talking, oh my God, look at, Vinod Khosla, look at this person, that, look at Ram Shriram. I mean, it's like all of these people are superstars, but, everybody, when they tell their story and the struggles that they had, and then the opportunities that they found, and then how they overcame it, it's like any other human being story.
Yeah.
And everybody can do it.
And you do actually have mentoring sessions. Tell us about that.
Just to put it all in context, there are 3 main areas that we put all our TiE events into. We call it networking, education, and mentoring.
Okay.
So there are 3 different categories so that everybody understands.
All right.
I talked about education, and then I talked about networking through our special interest groups, etc. So mentoring is the other thing that we do. And I think that's where I think TiE has innovated probably more than just about any other organizations in how to really help entrepreneurs. See, the biggest issue for an entrepreneur is that business is not a science, it's an art.
Okay.
You got to know how to take decisions when it's not particularly black and white. You can't put on a piece of paper and say, okay, these are the 5 reasons I should do it, these are 3 reasons I shouldn't do it, 5 is bigger than 3, so I should do the decision. That's not how it works, unfortunately.
Right.
So in business, you have to make decisions based on experience, intuition, and, figuring out a way to get to the answer. And what mentors do is that, they kind of help entrepreneurs get to the answer.
Okay.
And they get them to learn how to use their experience, other people's experience, what's going on around them, their team, get other capabilities and other resources into the picture in order to make the decision.
Okay. So how often do you have these mentoring sessions, as needed, or are they on an ongoing basis?
We've really created a formal process for mentoring. So any of our members, and membership is quite inexpensive. It's just $100 a day, a year for a member. There's no qualification. Anybody can become a member. It's an open organization. It doesn't have to be from the Indus region. It can be, and we've got members from across everywhere. So any member can go to the website and he can just request a mentoring session. He can put down his what he would like to cover, what kind of experience he's looking for, and we have a mentor manager who will connect him. But now we've got something even more interesting. We've got a database of all our charter members worldwide, and we've got a database of all our members worldwide. And it's pretty well, defined as to what they are good at and what their interests are and so on. So a mentor or a mentee can actually go and search our global charter member database of successful business leaders and say, who are the people who would be really good in solar energy, for example, because that's new and cutting. Solar energy and semiconductors, or solar energy and software. And they can go ahead and do a search, and it'll probably pop up half a dozen names. They can look at their backgrounds, then their bios are there, etc. And then they can send a blind email to the person and see if they can connect up. So we've got some good ways in which and these are things that are not really available anywhere outside TiE. This is very unique to TiE, where, and the other interesting thing is that every person who signs up as a charter member basically takes a virtual oath that he will provide time to mentor people who are wanting.
How many charter members do you have?
At Silicon Valley, we have over 300 charter members.
Okay, and altogether?
And globally, we have around 2,000.
Okay, wonderful.
And these are all, to a large extent, entrepreneurs who have made it in some form. You have to be invited to be a charter member. So that's how the system goes.
Okay, and I know your annual conference is your flagship event, and it's gone so big. So tell us a little bit about it, what goes on, and what kind of guests and speakers and keynote speakers, panelists you invite. Tell us a little bit about that.
I think TiECon is probably something that all of Silicon Valley, probably all of the tech world looks forward to. Because we get not only about 3,000 local Silicon Valley people coming to it, but we probably get another 500 to 1,000 people from around the world. And we do it with, 6 staff members. We host almost 4,000 people for 2.5 days, probably at least a dozen meals over 2.5 days. And we host them, everything is taken care of. And we do it with 6 people. So the question is, how do we do it with 6 people, right? So we really do it with something called, with our volunteers. Volunteerism is a great thing that, TiE has figured out how to harness. We have about 500 volunteers for TiECon.
Oh, wow.
For one event, 500 people, spend their time, give their time,
Right,
or contribute their time.
Okay.
So that's how we do it.
So let's move on to the accomplishments of TiE.
Yeah.
We can't get into everything in such a short time here. So tell us, what are the top 5 or some of the top accomplishments of TiE which will go down as TiE's legacy?
Well, I think probably the number one thing TiE has accomplished is that it's created a sustainable organization that helps entrepreneurship, that fosters entrepreneurship on a global basis.
Okay.
And we have managed to plant seeds in 52 different cities. You know, every city is not like Silicon Valley where there was already entrepreneurship, so 52 different places. So the
And
fact
all across the world.
all across the
Yeah.
world, and
Right.
small towns, big towns, in Europe, all the different continents, Europe, Asia, Australia, India, even Middle East, Pakistan, of course. So we have, I think, created a sustainable organization for promoting entrepreneurship. With the founding members all now becoming more like advisors and watching the next generation and probably the generation after the next generation take leadership.
I see.
Right? I mean, so they've created a sustainable organization that has learned how to transition leadership,
Okay.
which means that, you know, it's going to continue on.
Right.
And yet, it has been, so we created a sustainable organization which transitions well through, and has transitioned well through multiple generations, has spread across the globe, and yet we have not compromised on the founding principles of TiE. You know, it has open, it's stayed focused on entrepreneurship. There's no divisive stuff going on. We focus on, you know, ideas. We focus on helping. We focus on giving back. So all these principles, about 7 or 8 principles that, you know, the founding members had set as the framework,
I see.
still hold true.
Okay.
So I think, to me, that is really the major accomplishment. Now, under this major accomplishment, lots and lots of money has been generated. I mean, I would say just in Silicon Valley, probably TiE mentored or TiE evangelized or TiE supported startups have probably contributed over $200 billion
Right. That
into
is
the valley.
amazing.
Yeah, but you know, that is really kind of the brilliance of the founding members. You know, no matter how successful an entrepreneur you are, even a Bill Gates, you know, maybe he'll put 10 million or 20 million into Silicon Valley. He's not going to put 200 billion into Silicon Valley. Right? So, I think the vision or the brilliance that the founding members came up with was that, you know, instead of giving money, what we really need to do is give wisdom to help entrepreneurs build a successful company. Because every entrepreneur that can successfully build a company, that company will probably pump tens of millions of dollars into the community through wages, through office purchases, equipment purchases, through, you know, sales, through purchase, you know, all those things, transactions are going to generate economy for the community, right? Just as I mean, for example, Selectica, one of the companies that I co-founded with the help of some other members from TiE and investment from TiE, etc. You know, in about 6-7 years, we had about 800 employees, you know, half here, half in India, and had revenues of $50-60 million.
Okay.
And, you know, we went public, raised, you know, a couple $100 million. So just, I calculated that how much was the wages that Selectica was giving to its employees in Silicon Valley. How much did it go in? Just Selectica alone would have probably put in $500 million into Silicon Valley.
So wealth creation has been a
just
major,
one company,
major
and there's hundreds of companies that were done here. So, you know, that, I mean, even Google had, you know, right at its starting point, key help from TiE. For example, the two entrepreneurs, Sajay Brain and his partner, who were students doing their PhD, were advised by Rajiv Motwani, who was a professor there. And Rajiv said, you guys got a good idea. Why don't I bring somebody that I think has got great business acumen that I respect? So he brought in Ram Shriram, who put in his first, gave them the first $100,000, gave them the garage to work in. So it's just like, we've had our finger in lots and lots of companies, that have done obviously great things.
I can see your passion here. I'm getting a 5-minute warning there.
Oh, really? Already?
Okay. So let's quickly recap the major accomplishments of TiE besides wealth creation and grooming entrepreneurs. And what about social responsibility, social entrepreneurship? Is TiE doing anything towards that?
Okay. So, I think the very fact that charter members, contribute a significant annual fee that they pay themselves, which is not tax deductible. Then they're giving their time, volunteering effort. I mean, we've already gotten them from just thinking of themselves and their families to thinking about the community. We've got them out into the giving mode, right? But the thing is, the great thing about getting somebody into the giving mode is that it never stops there. Once you get into giving mode, you find that gives you a lot of rewards and happiness. So, because of TiE, some significant social organizations have started up. ICC started up, all TiE.
AIF also was
AIF,
like an offshoot
American Indian Foundation started up. So, and these have all had, huge impact on their own now. Right. So that's one aspect that happened. But the other interesting thing that happened is that there's a whole wave of companies that kind of got motivated to focus on something called bottom of the pyramid. And in fact, one of our TiE charter members and board of trustees, C.K. Prahlad, actually wrote a book after doing a lot of research on the bottom of the pyramid. And he talked about how by focusing on problems of people right at the bottom of the pyramid, and these are people that if you come up with the right business solution, you can actually create a scalable, viable, entrepreneurial organization that will do very well. So, we've had organizations like Arvind that focused on coming up with solutions for the blind.
I see.
There are other organizations that focused on microfinance, other organizations that focused on replacement of knees, and it's all about lighting a fire. TiE is all about lighting a fire. And, when they see that, if Arvind could do it, and if microfinance could do it, maybe I can find some other problem that maybe farmers, I can help farmers, I can help this, I can help that. Everything, starts happening.
So TiE is obviously far exceeded all expectations. And TiE brand is globally synonymous now with entrepreneurship. To what do you attribute this enormous success of TiE?
Probably the number one for me is always, touching that spark in people where, they want to give back. Getting successful people to start giving back was what, TiE got going, and I think, and then, of course, volunteerism. And so focus, volunteerism, giving, all of these are key reasons that, TiE has been able to get this thing going.
And what is your vision for TiE? What is the next level, and how do you take it to the next level?
Well, we've seen TiE do a fantastic job in promoting entrepreneurship in the tech world. And to some extent now in the bottom of the pyramid, social entrepreneurship world. But really, entrepreneurship applies everywhere. It applies in the consumer business, in the food business, in medicine, in life sciences, and so it's across the board, and it's across all regions. And so really we've come up with this theme called democratizing entrepreneurship. So we want to kind of get TiE to start coming up with successful entrepreneurial models in all these other areas of human enterprise.
I see. And now before we finish here, I would also like to learn about the initiatives that you support. I believe you have a family foundation and some causes close to your heart.
I think for me, TiE, which is what I've done for the last 4 years, was a process of giving back, helping take an institution that I thought was great and do my bit to make it little bit more organized, more successful. And, TiE has kind of doubled in the 4 years. Budget has gone from $1 million to $2 million. So a lot of good things happened in 4 years. We got a lot of processes going. A lot of people got involved.
Right.
Membership doubled. So, so did my bit. But now, it's transitioning to a new leader. I still think there is some significant value to personally giving something. So the things that really pull at my heart were something called the Blind Foundation, helping the blind in India. So, that has been a program that I've been helping for more than 15 years. And, I give vans to hospitals in rural areas, etc. We equip it up with everything so that they can go and take care of people out in the villages, with all kinds of things. So must have given over a dozen plus vans across that are traveling all over Mumbai and India and everywhere. So Blind Foundation is one. Also helped in something called the Bidra Medical Camp, because in Bhuj, etc. It's amazing. You have prosperity, and then you got poverty.
Yeah, India is a land of contradictions.
It's such a contradiction. And like the poor have nothing. And the rich may have everything. And, it's like these medical camps may be the only one time a year that they see a dentist. So for a year, they'll suffer a dental pain. And then they wait for this dental camp to get their tooth pulled out. So the medical camp, and then...
You also support the Chinmaya mission? And
then finally, between my wife Kalpana and I, we are into kind of a journey for ourselves. And, Kalpana's into the Vedant path, and I'm into the yoga path. So that's where we focus our
Well, all
journey.
Worthy causes.
We enjoy it.
Quite diverse.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best with your personal endeavors, and thank you so much for coming by and telling us all about TiE. TiE is a great example of giving back, and it will remain a source of great pride and inspiration to generations of South Asians.
Manjula, thank you for giving me this opportunity.
My pleasure.
Because talking about TiE and being with you and enjoying chai is my
pleasure.
My pleasure,
and come back again.
Of course.
Our guest today was Rajasuya, president of TiE Silicon Valley. This non-profit organization has become a global phenomenon dedicated to the virtuous cycle of wealth creation and giving back to the community, with some of the most successful South Asian entrepreneurs and business executives lending their talents, skills, and resources to make a difference. You may look them up at TiE.org. And you may watch this show at our website, chaiwithmanjula.org. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back again with another inspiring story about giving and people making a difference. For Chai with Manjula, I'm Manjula Gupta. See you next time.